Will says the first Nitro was a lot of fun. Those early ones had the energy. They really didn't maintain. Yeah, Will, I think they did. I think they had their ups and downs, as Bischoff said, and Eric can be speaking from entertainment purposes and always doesn't tell the truth. But Bischoff said they did it at the Mall of America because they couldn't give tickets away. I love that atmosphere. I love to do a whole episode. And once again, this is kind of bonus content we can do. I would like to do a full bonus show. There you go. When you want to see more bonus content on the Wrestling Match Show, please vote. Right now, everybody's saying yes. On just weird venues. I loved Club La Vila. I loved WCW spring break shows. I said this, that when WWE was going through the pandemic and that SummerSlam year was coming up, I wanted them to do a show on the beach. I wanted them to get a yacht or I guess more of a cruise and do it there. What could have been safely done outside? I think that would have been part of it. So stuff like I love, was it FMW? Was it when they did the show in the water? If Tom Green's here, I'm sure he'll chime in. Cool venues, FMW poolside shows. Alex right there with the answer. Stuff like that should happen in wrestling more often. And I know cost-wise, it's not always the case. I'm not putting over the Jericho cruise. I'm not going to do that because of whose name is on it. But I will say that visual, when they did those first couple, looked cool. I will tell you, I remember watching those Dynamites in the WWE offices at the same time as NXT with Giancarlo. Shout out to him. I talked to him the other day. And it just looked cool. I think it's in the arenas and all that stuff, and there's production and all this. But sometimes it's just cool to have a show at a place that looks cool and that jumps off the page. We were talking about that Nitro where it's on the first episode, and Jimmy Hart's like, "Come on, you gotta come back." And I did that. It was at Disney. Like, they shot that somewhere else. And I'm not saying Inside Wrestling. Like, the Apex was fine last night. I saw some, I think, UFC fans saying, "Oh, wow, it can look like that." Like, it was a better look. It looked like Performance Center West. And maybe it will become that soon. Just guessing. I don't know. But they already have that there. That could be fun. Ryan, you should watch a very slept-on pay-per-view. Great American Bash 89, Sting, Muta, War Games, Flair Funk. People sleep on that show? Interesting. WWE should really do it once in a while in a different venue like Raw at the NXT Arena or Hammerstein Ballroom just to break the monotony. Now, here's the thing. When you run in New York, and I agree with you, Ryan, when you run in New York, unions. That's why WWE didn't run an MSG for a very long time. There's different deals that deal with that stuff. Running Hammerstein is expensive because you have to use certain talent and crew, and I don't know how that's changed. I'm saying behind-the-scenes crew. I'm saying the union workers and all that, it costs a lot of money to run in those places. So sometimes you got to find ways around that. But yeah, Hammerstein. How WWE didn't run or use the ECW arena for WrestleMania weekend, I don't know. And I'm happy other places got to run. I'm happy Busted Open had their show there. I was at that show. And I guess like RVD did some tour. Believe me, the ECW arena now is not the ECW arena from, the mid and late 90s. It looks completely different. It's kind of nice now, as nice as a place in South Philly like that can be. But it's built now. There's like a mini TV-tron over the ring now. And they do boxing and MMA, and they do wrestling there. And, and I think Stardom ran there, and Busted Open had their show in there, and there was a couple other shows there. That should be a thing. I'd love to see more of that. There you go. Dom just said Meanie did some tours there. Meanie did. Like, those kind of places should be used in some way, shape, or form. When I first heard about Philly Mania, I went, oh, let's do the bump at the ECW arena. Now, they didn't. They ran it in the dark at WWE World instead, where it was, a bottom priority. But, like, that stuff should kind of happen. Elliot said, I watched UFC Apex shows. It looks like there's about 7 people. They set up they had last night was a nice change. Okay, there you go. I hadn't seen it before. I thought it looked like a performance center with different colors, but if it looked better than a UFC show, okay. Maybe that tells you something about production value that what WWE can pull out. It was a very interesting weekend because Louisville got SmackDown on Friday, and they got the UFC show Saturday, and they promoted them as such. And I had a whole conversation with this the other day on Busted Open about, Dana White's going, I never worked with them. I don't know what the hell they're doing. And it almost seems like he doesn't want to. And I think he knows that the UFC fan base, a lot of them don't care about WWE, and they're going to go, it's fake, it's prescription. And there's people that cross over. You watch during the UFC show, I know like Hurricane's a big fan, and a lot of people are live tweeting the show. There is some crossover there. There's going to be more crossover there, whether Dana White likes it or not. I think WWE people embrace it more because whatever, it's a show no matter what. I think there's UFC people that go, well, that's scripted. We don't want that mingling with our UFC, with our real stuff. We don't want people questioning if UFC is going to start becoming fixed or whatever it may be. I don't think they're going to get that. I don't think it's going to happen. For all the smart things that Endeavor does, they're really trying to make this something, and I just don't think there's enough crossover there. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong. I know there's fans of both. I just don't think there's enough crossover there. Phil noted Garden was mad expensive, as well as the unions. Why they ran Barclays? Yeah, they got a better deal. Will, what about the Lucha Underground Temple? It has a unique look to it. It's not like that all the time, though. That's the thing. That to me was the star of Lucha Underground, was the temple. It looked so cool with the office, the backstage stuff, and that was a TV show, a dramatic television show that happened to have wrestling. The temple was was part of the wrestling show, but it wasn't just wrestling. Whereas like Raw is what happens in the ring. There's backstage stuff, but it's at an arena. The temple was all engrossing. I love that. And if TNA is looking for, it sounds like they might be looking for somewhere to run all their stuff, maybe they think about something like that. If a venue has little nooks and crannies and fun things in its own personality, I think that adds to the show. Hey, this is Matt Camp. Thanks for checking out one of our recent clips from the wrestling mat. Why is someone so close to The Rock kind of throwing Cody over the bus?
Yeah, a lot of people won't engage with Jim Cornette. I did just because I have a mark for Jim Cornette. And I cut
Please subscribe right now. Hit the like and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I think you should listen to your TV partner. Let me tell you about WWE and a little insight. More subscribers means more content. And make sure you follow us on social media at WrestlingMat23 on both Twitter and Instagram.